Day 70, get it right today. It said 68 yesterday, it was 69. My wife loves having a bit of a moan about that. Technically as well, I'm trying not to say that today. So the sun is up, quite a breezy day today. So I'm down here just to protect myself from the wind. I'm going to go and see Colin at the moment, he's the site manager, to find out what the plans for today, but I'm under the impression that we're going to try and box off the foundation element and get that poured today for the irrigation water. I think they're going to literally dump a load of marl here and get it excavated over into the pool area, because obviously now that the rebar poles are in the way, obviously they can't just dump it in there, so they're going to have to dump it here and then excavate it, bucket wise over, which is going to be a bit of a time consuming task. They're also still working on the walls and the columns. Today they're definitely going to be obviously trying to finish off boxing up the columns. I'm going to find out how they're going to land up being concreted as well today. I don't know if they're going to pour it via a pump, or whether they're going to be doing it via hand. I mean, they do a lot of it by hand, which is crazy. Again, all the walls themselves, which I'll show you, they mix up the concrete by hand for some unknown reason. A lot of them have been done. So I'm just looking down the boards now to see whether any concrete's in there, but you sometimes see concrete, which means they've been pouring down the holes. Take it that basically they turn the concrete wall into a block wall. I'll show you. Rather than pouring a concrete wall, they do blocks and then they fill it manually with concrete, but as you can see, nothing concrete, so it looks like they're concreting the ones with rebar, so I need to talk to them about that, because we need to make sure that these walls are completely watertight. So we're going to have to make sure that every wall around the front and certainly around the side, they're all full of concrete with a certain waterproofing in there as well, to mitigate any form of water penetrating the basement. But they may very well be doing the same once over those. But again, the cement mixer's going, which leads me to believe that they're probably going to land up doing this by hand, which is very strange, very time consuming, and surely it can't be the best option, so I'm going to have a word about that. Other than that, everything seems to be okay. It's moving in the right direction, so I'll update you a bit later on once they've actually commenced on site. Blisteringly hot today, 1:10. Boys are still blocking. Blocks are going up. Tyson, you gotta have a look at, you gotta be on here, right? This is the reason why I called him Tyson. Does he look like Tyson or not? You do. I bet you fight like him too. So have a quick look inside. Coming together. So all the columns are now boxed up. I'm slightly drunk. We can get that one straight. Ready for the pour, obviously. This is going to be like a figure 8 with the bits missing off, 2 U-shapes stuck together that goes right through the supports, and then again it's like a fireplace that will go through the ground floor as well, so they have to do that. They're going to be pouring these walls here, which is the beach side, which is technically the east side, and this wall here, which is the northern side, road side. They're going to be pouring those with concrete all the way down to make a solid structure, to make them as waterproof as possible, but the internal one here and the semi-internal rear one here won't be. So that's inside the house. Colin's seeking shade because it's so bloody hot in there. Over here, the boxing's all been removed. The 16-inch pillar, which is going to be going up through the house, has obviously been blocked out on that side, and they've done it on the other side as well, but it's actually more flush, as you can see. The supporting column here has obviously got to be boxed in, and that's got to be poured as well. The infinity edge is starting to be blocked as well at the end, which is where obviously the water will run off. and we've had issues with getting the concrete lorries out due to how busy they are on the island. So it's looking like we're going to be pouring potentially tomorrow or the day after. They were hoping to do it today. So that's pretty much where we are so far. The cement mixer running 24/7. Okay, so 4 o'clock. Give you a quick update on where we are. Everyone's wrapped up and gone. Apparently the owner has given a new start time and finish time, so 4 o'clock finish is bloody early, but not my bag. Okay, so let me spin it around so I can show you. So again, the infinity edge has been blocked up a little bit more. The first outer wall to the swimming pool has obviously been going up. The wall here is a little bit more finished off. The 16-inch columns, these are going to be 16-inch columns going right up through to the roof, so basement. You see the thickness compared to the main walls. All of the columns are all boxed up now, and some have been poured. As far as I'm aware, 4 have been poured, and there's another 4 that need to be done tomorrow. Some of the corners have been finished off a little bit with block work. This space has been left at the moment, I'm not too sure why, but we are trying to decide whether we're going to try and run the services for air conditioning, electrics, gas through to the garage. So it gives us a little bit of time to decide what we're going to do there. Obviously they've got to decide what they're going to do with these, but again, same thing, they just box those up and concrete them as they do in the corners like that. They don't like to tidy up after themselves, bless them. As many of you know me, that would bug the living hell out of me, as it is. Again, same thing, box up, concrete, box up, concrete, box up, concrete. So these here are going to be the same. These are going to be columns at the front here, the same as these here. So these will be boxed and poured. And they'll normally extend the steel as well, because that steel's not high enough, so they'll probably extend that steel like they have those ones there. The ones that are coming out are actually been extended, because all of them would have been maybe the same height as that. And as you can see, they acro them up to try and keep them stable, so that when the concrete goes in and the weight starts coming in, you can see that one's been poured because the concrete's come slightly at the base, as is that one. And then they're going to do those 4. This is a U-shape block wall that's going to go up through to the ground floor and then go through to the actual main top. So it's going to be a 5.5 foot block wall with a 1.8 return, another 1.8 return, another 1.8 return, and that will go all the way up to the ground floor, and it will be mirrored up into the next floor. So we need to see how that looks when it's actually sat in the middle of the kitchen, because technically that's going to be the actual wall that separates the living room and the kitchen. Probably a fireplace on one side, and then the other side maybe some kitchen units, etc. So that is the inside and the pool area. And then around here, I mean, the mixer's been going all day because obviously they manually mix the concrete. But here, they've obviously blocked up here. They've blocked up a little bit more along here. Again, as I said before, this is technically the main foyer stroke hallway coming into the front of the house. So that's the front door, and the entrance into the house will actually be above there. So, but what we're trying to do at the moment is we need to put all of the services that are going to come in from that telegraph pole down along here. On the other side of the garage, we're going to have the air conditioning condensers and the gas, and all of it's going to be run through the floor. Technically, as I use that word, going through around about here. So whether we're going to house the air conditioning, etc., on this side of the house or that side of the house depends on whether we're actually going to drive it through centrally to the left or centrally to the right. But at the moment, I would have done that now, so we don't have to be digging holes and drilling holes in walls. But it looks like they're saying they're going to continue and then make holes later, which I find a bit weird. But that's down to them; they know the job better than I do. Apart from that, that is it. So pretty much finished off. for the day. They've exited. We've got a little bit of work to do. We've got to put the and more to be done tomorrow. So we'll see how they get on.